and Conor McGregor, who is buddies with Michael Conlan, was there. What happened?
Well, you have to go back to earlier in the evening when Conor McGregor got out of the ring after walking Michael down into the ring. He came to press row, of which some of the boxing writers are also MMA writers. And he kind of said hello to some of the guys he knew, and he looked at me and he kind of gave me a fist bump, and he kind of didn't recognize me, and I said, I'm the boxing guy. Now fast forward to after the fight was over, and he came storming down after the fight, and he came straight to my spot at the table of our media section, and he started shouting, you're the boxing guy? I said, yeah, I'm the boxing guy. He said, and this is when he kind of like lost a little bit. I kind of took it as like he was kind of sort of goofing, that like I wasn't intimidated or scared or didn't feel like he was trying to like really do anything bad, but he basically started yelling, I'm the boxing guy. Watch me take over boxing. Trust me on that. No one in this boxing game knows what's coming. And he's like in my face while this is going on. I'm going to step in there and shock the whole damn world. Trust me on that. Look at me in the eyes. Age of 28 years of age, confident as a swear word, long, rangy, dangerous with every hand. Trust me. I'm going to stop Floyd, and you're all going to eat your words. The whole world is going to eat their words. It's getting close. Don't worry about it. You'll hear about it. I'm out of here. He said the last part when asked if the Floyd Mayweather fight would happen. So he still seems amped up about it, and for some reason he was amped up about me being the boxing guy.
So he said, I'm out of here, and then turned around and walked away. Before you had your who's the boxing? As he was walking away, he turned around and yelled back at me, I am boxing. Okay. Before all of this tonight, what's your relationship with Conor McGregor?
I have only seen him on television and listened to some interviews. I've never met him. I don't cover MMA. I cover boxing. I have written some things about the prospect of this fight between Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, in which my commentary was essentially like 99.999% of the people who have such opinions, be it MMA people or boxing people, is that he would stand absolutely zero chance against Floyd Mayweather in a boxing match. I'm not exactly breaking new ground in there, but I've never had anything negative to say about him as a mixed martial arts fighter or anything like that. So, you know, he saw me as somebody that he's trying to convince, I guess, that he can compete in the sport at the highest level, and I am the boxing guy for ESPN, so to speak, and so he wanted to make sure he let me know that loud and clear.
What's your name, buddy? You're the boxing guy? I'm the boxing guy. Watch me take over boxing. Trust me on that. Floyd does not knowing in this boxing game knows what's coming. Trust me on that. When I step in there, I'm going to shock the whole goddamn world. Trust me on that. Look me in the eyes, 28 years of age, confident as a motherfucker, long, rangy, dangerous with every hand. Trust me. I'm going to stop Floyd. You're all going to fucking
When's it going to happen?
You're all going to eat your words. The whole world is going to eat their words.
When's it going to happen?
We're getting close. Don't worry about it. You'll hear about it. But I'm out here. I am boxing.
Hey, you want to do a radio show tomorrow? Conor, yo!
I am boxing. What do you think about that? Conor saying I am boxing.
Right next to Michael Conlan.
Yeah, Michael Conlan. What's next to Michael?
Potentially Conor McGregor fighting Floyd Mayweather. Are we closer to this thing? Last night, UFC President Dana White going on Conan O'Brien, saying that he now believes it's going to happen. He thinks this fight, this boxing match between McGregor and Mayweather is going to happen. He just doesn't see how it can't happen with all of the money that's involved. We've had a lot of different things to talk about along this road to this fight, whether or not it happens or not. Phil, what do you make of this most recent development?
Well, Brett, I mean, it sounds, if you weren't in the MMA bubble, if you were to step back and see, okay, Floyd Mayweather has come out of retirement to fight Conor McGregor. He said that. He said those words. Dana White says he thinks the fight's going to happen. You would think we are materially closer to this fight happening. However, as you and I both know, the material obstacles for this fight still remain. Conor McGregor is still under contract with the UFC, so the UFC will be involved in any kind of negotiation to allow him to deviate from this contract and box against Floyd Mayweather, one of the greatest pound-for-pound boxers of our era, unbeaten, 49-0. Dana White will get a piece of the pie. Conor McGregor will get a big piece of the pie. Floyd Mayweather will get the biggest piece of the pie. But every guy wants a bigger piece than we think they'll ultimately get. So until they can figure out these percentage points, which is, I mean, we saw how long it took for Mayweather-Pacquiao to get figured out, and there were only really two parties involved there. Here you enter a third party in play. I mean, I guess we're closer because the only reason I believe that we're a little bit closer and that Dana is trying to move things along a little bit is because it is exactly what he said, that there's so much money involved that for these guys to walk away from this, they would be fools. But it's going to require 3 very proud individuals to have some humbling and take a step back and show some measure of compromise. That's where I think we may have some hurdles remaining.
Yeah, well, the way I look at this is, here's the deal with McGregor and Mayweather. Everyone always wants to get so far ahead of themselves. You know, they're so excited about the potential of this, and it's such a unique thing that, you know, fans just want it now. They're like, all right, when is this happening? You know, and that just, it skips several steps, and there are a lot of steps involved. But I will say that I do feel, based on what Dana White said yesterday, that one of those steps, I wouldn't say has been cleared, but it's being addressed, and that is what is the UFC's involvement. Because for the last year, really, as we've spoken about this potential matchup and whether or not it could ever happen, my take has always been, well, where does the UFC fit into all of this? We know that Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather can fight each other, and it can produce an enormous amount of money. But how much money is the UFC getting for that? And how willing are they to lend their most popular star into a fight that they probably think he's going to lose, that they absolutely think he's going to lose? They know it, you know? So that was always my question. 2 months ago, Dana White was in Denver, Colorado, after a fight. I was there, watched him say this. What does he think about this fight? And what does he think about Conor potentially hinting that he may do it with or without the UFC? He promised Conor McGregor an epic fall. If he goes down that route, it's an epic fall. I don't see the fight happening. This fight has as much of a chance as me backing up Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. 2 months later, he's sitting on Conan O'Brien saying that he thinks the fight is going to happen. That, to me, is development. That, to me, shows real, tangible evidence that conversations have taken place and that the UFC is willing to be on board with this if the circumstances are right. And that's where what you're saying comes in, Phil. What are the right circumstances? How much money exactly is the UFC, WME, IMG getting from this fight? Does that leave enough left over for Conor McGregor? A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about this when I got a quote from the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Anthony Marnell, chairman, told me that, you know, people are having conversations about this, but everybody wants $100 million. That's the magic number. Everybody's asking for $100 million. And when so many people start asking for $100 million, you just start to wonder, are there enough $100 million to go around for everybody? I think that's still going to be the question. I don't think this fight is coming together in June as you know, if you're not paying really super close attention, you may have seen some reports and thought that this fight was going to happen in June. I don't see that happening. Does it happen this year? I would still say probably not. I'm going to lean on no, but man, it's so much more feasible now than it ever has been, just based on what Dana White said publicly yesterday.
Brett, the question I'll volley back to you is, you said this fight probably won't happen this year. I with you, am throwing June out. Conor McGregor, his girlfriend Dee Devlin, they're expecting their first child end of May. The last thing Conor's going to be doing is going through the biggest fight camp of his life. Again, we assume he's going to lose this fight, but could you imagine if somehow, some way, I won't even go there, you know what I'm saying, if somehow things were to go well or you have a good showing. So we can throw out June, but this year, if this fight doesn't happen this year, does that mean he just sits and waits and doesn't have a UFC fight in 2017 and just vacates the lightweight belt with or without his accord?
Man, that's a tough question. I don't see the entire year going by without McGregor fighting. No, I think that if negotiations with Mayweather do not come together by the end of the year, you know, the UFC will make some kind of offer to McGregor that says, hey, you know, let's keep this show going. Then, you know, let's take you back to MSG, you know, or let's put you back in T-Mobile at the end of the year, and let's do a big card, let's do a big fight. Because Conor McGregor is 28 years old. He's a fighter. He's at the prime of his career. He wants to compete. I mean, this is a guy who, you see the kind of shape he's in. He's not one of those guys who just disappears and gets in terrible shape in between fights. I mean, it looks like he's working out constantly. It looks like he's constantly in training camp. And that's because he's obsessed with this sport. He loves it. His work ethic is, you know, what has gotten him to this point. So envisioning him sitting out the entire year is very difficult for me to do. Yeah, I mean, I think it's right on 50-50 that this fight now happens with Mayweather. I mean, again,
which is so crazy to say compared to where we were 3-6 months ago on this topic.
3-6 months ago, just a week ago, I would have said not even close to 50-50. But now that I've got Dana White on record saying for the world to hear, I'm not going to stop this fight.
See you Saturday.
Exactly. See you Saturday. I think this fight's going to happen. For him to put that type of support on it, man, I mean, it really does put it. It does increase the chances of it to me for 50-50, and that I haven't said that. I have not said that once. It's amazing. Here's the last question. I guess I'll ask you, Phil, on this one. I like to consider you a purist, same as me. You're a guy who follows all of the fights. You know, you're not just a guy who stops in for the occasional Ronda Rousey fight. What do you think about this? You like it? You okay with it? You know, I mean, obviously you'll watch it. You'll be intrigued by it. At the end of the day, if it happens, are you happy about it?